They say our country's creativity starts at the coast and works its way inward. I'd like to tell a different story. I'd argue that the heart of our nation is at its center. And when you feel its pulse, what you really feel is the beat just below the surface, underground, where it's not a level of popularity that you're after, it's a level of connection. That beat is the true creative energy inside you. It's not enough to contain it. You have to let it out. You have to share it. Art leads into everything we do, inspiring innovation, collaboration, flavor, growth, and community. As a brewer, I'm one of those artists, inspired and hopefully inspiring. Here in Denver, we play by our own rules and to our own beat, a beat that will be felt coast to coast. These are the musicians at the heart of our scene. Music isn't the only creative industry to find a home here in Denver. It is said that art inspires art, and I feel that music is that inspiration for so many of us.
It's gonna happen, like it or not. Look all around you. The fire is caught, it's moving up through your ceilings and floors. No time to look through.
Music drives everything we do. Certain notes spark our imagination, set the tone for the way we approach our craft, and manifest themselves into our final compositions.
Ever going back, you couldn't hold on. I wouldn't let go. But who could call me wrong?
I love that there is still a little mystery of what happens when a beer spends time in a barrel. The beer I decided to make with Joel of Covenhoven is the most direct influence music has had on my process. As he described his family's cabin that inspired his album, he spoke of the endless pine forests, the tall waving grass, the rich dark earth, and the crisp open skies of the Medicine Bow National Forest. But what does that mean for a beer? My mind went to a rich dark porter infused with juniper, pine, and blue spruce tips. The spruce tips themselves were an aromatic infusion harvested from the property at Evergroove Studio, where Covenhoven's concert is currently in post-production and the beer is making its debut. And it's this time spent with friends enjoying these beers that makes it all worthwhile.
What's up, good sir?
Hey man, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How did it all turn out?
Pretty good. Looks pretty nice.
Sweet. You just put little branches in there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, if you rub them, holy cow.
Yeah.
Once everybody has something, we should cheers, that's for sure. To now playing,
Thanks everyone for all your hard work and
to Covenhoven, your
we
Kickstarter.
really appreciate it.
Good. Why don't you have a seat?
When you had emailed me back, I misunderstood you and thought you were talking about, like other string players. I was like,
Right, and I realized, so that's when I realized that I wasn't describing it really well.
well, and that's
It's like you just gotta hear it. So this is these sections here,
Oh, wow.
turn that. Wait for the change.
Woo!
So that's what I'm working with.
God, man.
Now you understand.
Okay.
So now you get it, and then.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, man. It's weird. Maybe just one of those pegs got knocked and she didn't realize it or something.
It happens.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, it is what it is.
It's
But
live.
yeah, I think it's salvageable, and I think you did a good job of trying
Thank
to
you, I appreciate that.
tuck it down, and you know.
That means a lot.
So-
James, thank you. I think what I sent you is probably as good as that gets.
Yeah.
Make it last until it seems like the truth.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, because I was able to take whatever that was, which is a good half step down, that overtone, and I made it a D flat. So that's why we get a little chorusing,
Yeah.
but no one's going to notice that now.
We hope to live our message, and through this creative community of musicians, filmmakers, audio engineers, and brewers, we're able to bring you this.
My paper folded up for flight. Branden just hold it down. All soiled and worn, a leaf reborn. To feed the swans, and I sold it outside with all the boy. Say the breath as it's exiting my chest. Is set ablaze despite the ways the train change its progress. The chains let the forest on fire, never going come to love. Up through the platform, stems grow higher. From that day, we know flowers. Lose the knot and cut us from the cloth. These nets that come their hungry stares and show a sight so plain. It's right, it's rain, the joy and pain of breathing in. So open up your lungs and fill them up with song and song. It started in this, our hollow ground, now burning down. The fate of us we're bound to share. The chance let the forest on fire, never know when it come to love. In my eye, through the platform, stems grow by your, and from that day, the flowers were blown. From that day, we know the flowers were blown.
So what's your connection to the ensemble? How is this
with
happening?
Sphere?
Yeah.
Beth plays cello with me. We just started talking at one of the rehearsals, and you know, she said that, hey, I've got this string ensemble that I run. You know, we should collaborate. We should do something. And I love the idea because I already was incorporating strings and sort of jumping way back to when I was just getting done with college. I was doing that kind of thing. I was already writing string parts that had this kind of folky, sort of cinematic kind of quality to it. So it was, you know, it was a no-brainer. I didn't even hesitate. I thought that was a great idea to bring them in, and also it gives me a chance to get to write for strings again and work on that aspect of my music.
So did you write all of the string parts then?
I did, yeah. One of the benefits of going to music school, for me, musically, it still comes down to just what does it make me feel. You know, it doesn't matter if it's, oh man, that 9 over that, you know, over that major 7 chord, you know, how it lingers. That's kind of the music dork, you know, talk that us musicians kind of get into. But in the end, that none of that matters. It's just simply how it hits you on a very basic level. And so at some point in the process, is it giving me chills, or is it like making, you know, am I having that same moment that I do with my favorite song from, you know, 10 years ago, you know, like a Radiohead song, or, you know, something that just like blew me away. You know, is that happening to me when I'm writing the music that I'm writing? And that's what I'm looking for, is I'm trying to capture a moment that's maybe transcendent in some way or something. You know, it's a hard thing to do. I don't think you know, can do it often, but I think that's a very, very beautiful thing that music can do, and that's why I'm in it.
These teeth were made to cut. I have not forgotten, but I don't use it like I should. I let them go through. The sharp blade I'm holding on to, it was made to cut and tear through all that would stand and try to tame my animal. I'm perched up high, skin in place. Through these bloodshot eyes, it's cold as falling rain. And it's an old bright car coming up in the driveway slowly. And it's older not a sign for me. Singing, oh, you, it's only you I need to remember of me. Can put my finger on it. That's on my head. I never saw anything. There are white lines on whispering pavement, and bright signs shouting destinations. It's no surprise that if I should decide just to see what's there, an old ghost walks out there somewhere along the coast of the middle of nowhere. And I've been closer than most might think to becoming his heir. And I'm perched up high, scanning the plains. Through these bloodshot eyes, it's cold as the falling rain. There's an old black cloud coming up in the driveway slowly. And it's older not a sign for me. Singing, oh, you are, it's only you I need to remember of me. Can put my finger on it. That's on my head. I never saw anything.
These teeth were made to cut. I have not forgotten, but, you know, and it goes on. It's talking about, it's easy to lose touch with your natural self, with being human, I think, in the way that we surround ourselves these days with all of the little gadgets and, you know, the great things that make our lives easier. I think we do run the risk of of losing touch with the world, with the natural world. And I don't know, maybe I was looking in the mirror one day and I was looking at my own teeth and thinking, man, that's an interesting thing that, you know, just simply having some physical part of yourself as proof, as like evidence of that we are, you know, these animals that essentially need these tools that were given to us, but we have the luxury of just letting those things go dull now because we don't need them anymore. You know, we have a knife, we have a fork, we have, you know, whatever that might be, that tool might cause your own human self to go dull. And so maybe trying to fight that, or trying to at least be aware of it, you know.
That's great.
I've been lost out on the open sea. I've been waiting here to meet my search party. Well, you've been standing all this time right in front of me. I've been clinging to the life I've done to me. I've been lost and on the open sea. I've been waiting here to meet my search party. Oh, you've been standing all this time right in front of me. No matter what, however near or far, no matter where you are, I will always be close to you. Whichever way you take, no matter where you wake up, I will always be close to you. I've been hanging from this leg, about to give. Looking down with only seconds left to live. I've been searching for a way to cut me free. Oh, you've been standing all this time right in front of me. No matter what, however near or far, no matter where you are, I will always be close to you.
I think the line at the end of the refrain is really the key moment in that song. That all this time, she or he is standing right in front of you. This idea that that's a real love story. That's something that you might be out there looking for something, and then you realize that it's right there in front of you, that it's somebody or something that had been there all along. I think that's a beautiful sentiment.
Cool.
Yeah,
Love it.
I think that's...
Any other songs you'd like to spotlight that you think are going to be fantastic live that you might want to chat about? Because you know the music best.
Not really any song in particular. I put a lot of time and effort into the arrangements with the strings, and tried to find a really unique way of using the strings in this music. And so I'm just really excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to. My challenge is going to be to stay focused on what I'm doing and not be, distracted by getting to hear the strings with me on all this stuff. This is going to be my first time too, to be able to hear the music like this. So I think we're all going to be experiencing it together. So that's going to be really neat.
It'll be powerful for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
I can't help but think that the stars have finally aligned for Joel. Tonight may be his first sold-out show, but I know it won't be his last.
Leaving this morning for I don't know where, why, I'm not exactly sure. Or even if I can, there's been a knocking on my door. But when I look, no one's here, but the air don't take right. Run away, long forgotten, running lost. The train's been chopped, the range has been crossed, time's been frozen, veiled in ice. This must be my paradise. And I could wear my fingers down to the bones, play and sing, bound for nowhere known, up above the treeline, surrounded by finally gone. It might be they finally found a place to call my own. Long forgotten, good and lost. The trail's been chopped, the range has been crossed, time has been frozen, veiled in ice. This must be my paradise. This must be my paradise. This must be my paradise. Thanks so much, everybody.
I feel lucky to have met Joel at this time of his life. Years of hard work and unapplauded dedication are finally seeing just that. A nature boy at heart, he is drawn to our city by the culture and the people. I, for one, am glad to have him. Our big city needs people like Joel to remind us of why we're alive and why we're all here. Is it to rush through our lives as efficiently as possible, amassing money and possessions along the way? Or is there beauty in simplicity, in stillness, in cherished memories? Is happiness something we seek, or a choice that we make every day? Hearing his story has inspired my own retreats into the mountains, and I'll carry what I've learned with me on my own journeys. I've been inspired, I've shared, a spark has been struck, and I'm thankful. In this city alone, there are so many people I can't wait to meet. Julie Davis of Blue Book is one, and her husband Joseph as well. Julie is an integral musician in our scene, shaping the sound of Denver that has been heard around the world. Recently, her and her husband have had a child, and so I'm assuming there's been a paradigm shift. I'm eager to find out how, and also what drives the most soulful and sexy voice in Denver.